What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Friday, July 29th, and today we're going to be talking about one of the hypest mints coming to the Solana ecosystem, and that is Duppies. Duppies is a collection. That is the second collection coming from Frank. If you guys don't know who Frank is the creator of Degods, and Degods currently right now stands to be one of the best NFT collections ever launched on the Solana ecosystem. Now, last time I checked, Degods was trading around 230 Solana, and it's even gone up to 400 Solana. So what could happen with Duppies? Well, we're going to be talking about that in this video. We're also going to be talking about how you can possibly acquire these, some strategies that I personally think, in my own opinion, could be good for you. Now, everything in this video is only supposed to be informational and educational. It's not financial advice. I'm just an entertainer, but I would love to share with you my own personal thoughts and opinions because I want you guys to be able to at least have one in your portfolio. Having exposure in this collection could be life-changing, but you never know. Within this market, things are unpredictable. It is a volatile market. So guys, as always, be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to show you 3 different scenarios of how Duppies could end up being in the charts, both bullish and bearish. And throughout the video, we will be describing how you could possibly acquire these. So with that said, as always, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So let's get right into it. So if you haven't already, be sure to join Duppies on their Twitter page at Duppies NFT. Now, the last update wasn't until July 8th. Not many updates are on this Twitter page. It's because it's one of the hypest mints out there. Now, it has been delayed. They said that it was going to be at the end of July, but today is July 29th. So I'm guessing within the first few weeks, maybe in the first couple weeks of August, we'll hear more details. But guys, this is more than just talking about tweets and updates. Now, let's talk about one ways that you can participate in acquiring these, and that is the minting, right? We want to talk about the mint. And one thing they first announced was being a part of DAOs. Now, this is what we call the Duppies DAO pool. And if you're lucky enough, you could join any of these other NFT collections. If you don't know what a DAO is, that's Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So what these other NFT collections have done is that they've allocated some funds to buy dust tokens, to accumulate more dust tokens. And the more dust tokens you have to submit to these Duppies DAO, the more allocation of these Duppies NFTs will be allocated for your group, for your holders. So say, for instance, Vandal City is one. They have right now 458 slots because they put in as much dust token as they could, around 307,000. That's a lot. But it doesn't mean every single one of these holders will receive these mints, these positions. So for me, I don't really particularly want to participate in DAOs because look at the competition. It's just like too many to be a part of. And for me, I just don't think that being a part of these NFT collections to hopefully be a part of the whitelist mint is worth it. And also you have to keep in mind, if you're a part of these NFT collections, will they do well? Just because they have dust tokens doesn't mean that that collection is a strong collection. That means if you buy something for 5 Solana, it could drop to 1 Solana. You never know, and you end up losing both the position of a minting spot and you lose money on that NFT collection. So for me, I don't feel being a part of a DAO of an NFT collection is the route to go. And I'm so glad that I get to explain that to you. And one thing I do want to share with you is that there's this recent post by Duppies, and that there are basically DAOs out there that are saying that their main utility is buying dust tokens for the whitelist mint for Duppies. And I don't think that's the right way to go. I don't think that's what a good DAO should be, is to focus on just the dust token. So please be aware of that. They've definitely mentioned it in this tweet. So just be very, very careful. If any DAO does mention this, I stay away from them. Now, another way that you could be a part of this minting to acquire one of these is being a part of the scholarship application. Now, this wasn't on the Duppies website, but this was shared by Frank on July 23rd. Again, today is July 29th. So if you were any of these categories, you can apply for a scholarship, and that will hopefully allow you to be an MVP community member. Now, what does this all really mean, right? What does it mean to be an MVP community member? Well, once the scholarship application begins, you will be able to submit an application, right? We don't know if it's ourselves or people can vote for us, but this is basically what the scholarship application is. So if you're a builder of an NFT collection, maybe something else, if you're a content creator to inform and educate people, or if you're an artist, an illustrator, this is what they're going to try to do. is find the right people who are creating in the space to help other people. And now there are meme creators, there are also ambassadors, analysts, alpha callers, or just people working the Web3. Could be Discord moderators. But basically what I'm getting from this is if you bring a lot of value to the Solana ecosystem, then you could be considered to be whitelisted for the minting of Duppies. And what does that mean? Well, Frank is really well known as being one of the first people to bring all Solana NFTs together. Now, the thing is with Ethereum, say for instance, there's not really an influencer or somebody that's trying to bring all the NFT collections within Ethereum together, right? You notice that Bored Ape Yacht Club is only focused on Bored Ape Yacht Club. And then all these other things like Doodles isn't really trying to work with many other collections. Frank isn't limited to just Duppies or Degods. He's been working with everybody within the Solana ecosystem. And that trend has continued to go on. So if you are willing to provide value to the community in some shape or form, well, these different categories, if you fall into them, that's something that you could look forward to once the scholarship applications happens and goes live within the next couple to few weeks. But guys, there's another way that you can do this. If you don't feel like doing the application, you don't feel like doing the DAO, you want to guarantee your spot in getting a mint for the Duppies NFT, you can get a Degod, right? Now, Degods at the time when I was recording was 230, now it's up to 50. Now, I've even seen this go up to 400 Solana. And when that happened, the total listed was around 30 to 40 NFTs on the market floor. Obviously, that has since gone up. But people are obviously taking their profit. Keep that in mind. People will take their profit regardless of what any collection. Doesn't matter if it's Bored Ape Yacht Club or Degods. People take their profits, and that's why the price has dropped from 400 to 250. Keep that in mind. Not every collection, no matter how great it is, doesn't always go up. When everything's go up, they must come down. When everything's go down, they must come up. So that's kind of how it works. That's just the health and volatility of the market. So if you were to buy one of these, a Degod, a Degod, then you are guaranteed a whitelist mint for Duppies. Now, that would cost you a lot of money to just buy a Degod, because even if you buy a Degod or a Degod, then that means that you would have to spend more money to buy and mint the Duppies. Now, what has always been said is that the Duppies whitelist mint is going to be 375 dust tokens. That's just to my knowledge. I don't know if that's changed or will change, but as of right now, it's 375 dust tokens to mint a Duppies NFT. Now, is that worth it for you? It's really up to you to decide, but we should really look into how much each token for dust is. Now, each dust token currently at the time of this recording is $1.38. So obviously it's going to be a lot, right? You have to buy the Degods or Degods NFT, and then you got to buy the dust token in order to mint this Duppies. Now, we've already talked about 3 different scenarios, right? We talked about the DAO. We've talked about being a part of a scholarship application. We've talked about acquiring a Degod or a Degod and then having dust tokens. But I want to show you some charts, and I'm going to share my point of view at the very end, a secret trick that I think is going to help you guys. Now, let's look at the charts. Let's look at Degods. Now, these are 3 different scenarios, and this is the first scenario. So the first scenario is, could Duppies follow the Degods route? I absolutely don't think so, because Duppies is the most anticipated hype mint. I don't think it's going to go on months to figure out its price action, but I'm just showing you how Degods has been and how it's sustained its volume, right? But what about a second scenario? That is Trippin' Ape Tribe. Now, Trippin' Ape Tribe started off as one of the hypest mints, the same way that Duppies is starting off as the hypest mint. But what could happen is people end up taking their profits, their paper handing as they sell this really high. Very possible. People will sell it really high, and then they're going to end up tanking, and then it ends up being at the lowest, who knows what floor. That could be one scenario, right? Where it just completely dumps and all these people who minted, got whitelisted, just completely want to take all their money and liquidity and exit out and just paper hand it, right? Because who knows, maybe they have additional NFTs that they want to buy, or they sell up high, take that 80 Solana and sell, or at least sell at the top and buy maybe 2 more at the bottom. You never know. But what I think could really happen is number 3, and this is the third scenario. And that is, believe it or not, the OK Bear scenario. So what I think would happen is people will FUD it maybe in the first or second day. But what will happen is it will pump and then it will dump. So there will be maybe a possibility that yes, there will be paper hands. They will dump, but it won't drop as low as like 12 Solana. It may actually stay up pretty high around 85 or 80 Solana, and then it'll pump up again. It'll go up for a bullish run, and then may take a dump. Because again, if you did not know, there are 15,000 of these Duppy NFTs. It's not 10,000, not 5, it's 15,000. So that's a lot of NFTs. So that's pretty much 3 different scenarios I could see Duppies going. But what I'm going to share with you right now is a trick that I want to share with you. So I'm not going to do the DAO. I'm not going to be buying a Degod or a Degod. What I think will happen is, number 2, you should sign up for the scholarship program. But that isn't the first scenario. That's the second one. The reason I say, okay, maybe you should sign up for the scholarship program or the application is because that's your closest way of being a part of the mint. But then again, you have to buy the dust tokens. It's just too much for me, right? So what I think the right thing to do is, if you can't be a part of the scholarship application, buy it on secondary. Buy it on secondary. Let all the whitelist people paper hand this and buy it on secondary. Have at least 80 Solana in your bag. If you don't have that much, 20 or 40 is fine. It doesn't matter. Have some Solana in your bag. Get ready to buy the dip and pay attention for the first week of this NFT collection, because there's somebody that's going to make a mistake. They may list it accidentally as a technical error. You never know. Or maybe somebody really needs to take the liquidity because they need to pay for their bills. But that's what I suggest to you guys as your final result. Buy it on secondary and wait for the dip. That's all I can say to you guys. So guys, if you like what you heard, like what you've seen, maybe you agree with me, let me know your thoughts down below. What is your strategy? Let me know your comments in the tweets or in the comments in the YouTube video. I want to hear it all, but that's exactly what I want to share with you. And I don't think other people should withhold this information. You guys deserve this information because you guys should have exposure to Duppies. And if this goes to 0, which it will not, this is totally going to be worth holding regardless, because again, you're being a part of a community. And that's the most important thing, right? It's not just about flipping. It's about being a part of a community and meeting other people. So guys, with that said, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the global crypto assets exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.